What is going on, everybody? We're back on it. Berserk Manga's chapter 176, 177. Last episode, insane. I would almost call it like the second birthing of Griffith. We saw what he became when the eclipse was over, and now we've seen him again. Now I have a ton of questions. But I don't want to sit here and have a 20-minute pre-discussion. So I won't go into too much detail. There's so many, and then it's hard to ask like what were the factors that made this, like, this had to happen, this had to happen, like, what are, you could ask and say, what are the chances that all these things happened for him to now have the human form that he has? But then you have to spin around and ask yourself, well, if this was destined and this was fate and it was meant to be, it's not so wild to think of all the things that had to happen at the exact time, at the exact moment. It was going to happen regardless, you know? Um, and I make the analogy all the time, like, even if I give you 10 choices, but it all leads to the same conclusion, did you really ever have choices to begin with? Or you just had the illusion of choices, the illusion that you control your own fate and your own destiny? So, what are the chances that Casca's taken here, that also spawns her demonic hybrid child to show up to protect her, that also happens to run into the apostle, but this apostle happens to be something unique from all other apostles, and that he could somehow even take in something like that that then could gestate and birth it? It's just a lot. So I don't really know the who, what, when, where, how. But I will say that I'm assuming that he's going to have all his God Hand abilities in the human form. I would assume. But then my follow up to that would be, does that also mean that he can be killed? He can be damaged? Because we don't even know if those God Hands can be killed. We don't even know what all of them are capable of. But the thing is, like, you run into them so scarcely. Like, what are the chances in Guts' lifetime, like, he's the character we're following, that, like, essentially two eclipses happen, something that happens every, like, damn near 300 years, and then another thing that happens every 1,000 years? What are the chances that all happens within, like, a 5-year time span? It got to be like 0.000. I don't know the math, but you guys get it. So we'll see how it plays out. I don't know if that. So you could say, like, oh, we don't even know what the God Hand is capable of and what they could do. It's like, well, no one's even ever alive to even really see what they can do. So I don't know what their abilities are, if the other God Hands are even really going to play a part in the story, because there has to be specific circumstances that they're even allowed to be brought to Earth or in this plane. Um, but I'm just curious of, like, what has now Griffith, what has he now become? Like, can he be, like, is he just a God Hand in an immortal human body? But can he still be killed because now he actually is in a human body? I don't know. I don't know. And then what does it do for Casca? Like, uh, does it trigger her? Does it calm her? Because this image of Griffith right here was what she was, like, her god, like what she swore to, what she chose to follow, what the physical shell that Griffith had become at the end. That's not what she, protected. That's not what she swore to. That's not what she thought she fell in love with. So it's easy to kind of disassociate from that. Now that he's physically back to essentially what he's remembered as his peak, what does that do for her mental? We already know what it does for Griffith. It's just rage, rage, rage. For Guts, it's just rage, rage, rage. Um, Skull Knight is here, though. I don't know what that means. And didn't uh Zod's missing a horn from this previous encounter, right? Like this current encounter with Skull Knight, so that'd be interesting. I don't know. It's just I'm just curious of like, so what does Griffith now do or become now that he's on Earth? Can he can he go back and forth between planes and between? I don't know. I don't want to sit here, but it's a lot of like, what is Griffith now? What is he capable of? Can he be killed? What is he able to do? What does this mean? Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. And then like, that's also technically their child. If we're really getting down to like the breakdown, I don't know. It's a lot of moving parts. Let's turn that on. Get that moving. You guys should be able to see the cursor. Mic is on. Alright, let's do it. Chapter 176. We must... Hold on. Make haste. We must get as far away... Must get far from Abalon as we can. Where are Elaine and the swordsman? No, they can't still be... Wait, haven't you had enough yet? Shove it. Hands off. Private. Oh, like, Isidro is going to stay glued to Guts as much as he can. Oh my god, it's an entire army. An entire army. You know, it'd be really threatening and intimidating if he, like, snaps his fingers and kills all of them in one go. I mean, Zod could do it himself if he wanted to. Damn, they're on their elephants and shit. I mean, they brought the forces out. Even the Kashan main army. It never rains. I was about to say, this is so... And this whole arc was just such a, like, a chaotic clusterfuck. Of, like... The... well, no, the countrywide famine and disease. Mixed with the Kashan invading originally, mixed with essentially the eclipse we just saw, mixed with, wait, where the hell did all that shit gone? It's just over, mixed with, holy shit, that's Griffith, mixed with, holy shit, look, it's an entire army. What is going on? They haven't noticed us? We'll descend the cliff and escape along the river? No, you're just gonna leave those two? What choice have we got? It's really life or death this time. And of course it's the two of them. Well, I'm assuming Puck is somehow there, but of course for dramatic purposes. What the? There's go Zod. Now, does Zod have Griffith in his grasp? He does. Riding his shoulders and shit. Who is that? Something not human. Agreed. Agreed. And what made it so hard, because I had a lot of people like, no, that's Griffith, like, relax. Like, that was the first time I've seen him animated, like, as a straight up girl. Like, he looked like a woman to me. In the earlier, you know, chapters, before the eclipse and everything, I still got the impression that he was a guy, just a very feminine looking, you know, pretty guy, like, made to look as such. But they really made some interesting face choices. Like, and previously, I never got confused on, like, what happens with me and Karapika a lot, whether it's in the anime or the manga. Like, I still mix up and refer to Karapika as a she. 148 episodes later and 100-something chapters later, like, I still got that mixed up. But I never had that issue with Griffith up until the last chapter. What now? Is he just out here going against a whole army? What the fuck is happening? Where's Cass? Oh, God. How do we get out of it? Like, is this just some outer perimeter of the army that he's trying to, like, just get on a horse and run away from? Or is he, like, is he in the middle? Like, he's somewhere in the middle here. I'm hoping he's just, like, maybe on the outskirts, like, somewhere around here and just got a horse to get... I don't know. I can't just leave him, though, right? Where the hell is Skull Knight, bro? Pretty great shot, though. They're still okay. But can just one horseman escape that large army? Shut up, Sir Pico. Don't worry, if the horseman's him, I'm sure he'll do what it takes to protect Elaine. Don't you die on me, I'm gonna collect on that debt. Your voice down, stupid. Where's Puck at? Not many. Some people besides us made it. Hmm. It's ironic all those who clung to God, taking refuge in the tower, died. Yep. All those people that thought God would save them, and or Mozgus was an angel and everything, and ran and did what they thought they had to do. They all died. Very interesting. The non-believers who didn't rely on God, but instead hightailed it out of the refuge slum, were the ones who survived. I'm telling you, I don't exactly care to pray ever again at this point. That's not it at all. Let's hear it, Luca. Trying to go on living is different than trying to escape from fear. Those who acted in order to live until the end without losing themselves to fear and what's happening around them are the ones that survive properly. Sure, but also how many of those people that made it to that died in the tower, do you think they were without fear? With collapsing and demonic and being swallowed, I'd say it's a very select handful. If they were just like, oh, this is my time, this is what was, I'd say it's very slim. We don't know what God is thinking, but both fortune and misfortune are thrust upon people. Even so, people exist within a domain that is theirs in which to act. So what's that for? Oh, this chick that died within the egg died without ever hatching, without ever meeting or knowing anyone. A lonely one like him is sleeping alone under all that rubble. I thought I would pay him tribute. At least one person, however much a sinner. Hey, he's got somebody, but he didn't have anybody. But if his wish was granted, what's in store for the world? Yeah, what is in store? Well, doesn't make much difference what I think of it. I'm not even a main character. Correct. Take care, ladies. The rest, farewell. He's out. You could have one on the horse as thanks. Oh, you could have one in the house as thanks. And they give him the classic Japanese anime horny boy, horny old man, nosebleed and shit. Oh my god. That's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in a hurry, I'll take a rain check. Now those were some restless people. Is this it for them? It would have been nice to at least say goodbye to Elaine. I wonder if she'll be okay. Didn't I say so? As long as that swordsman is with her, no worries. He didn't even bat an eye at the monster Mozgus. It's just one thing bothers me. The power to protect someone and the power to be with someone are different. But now I'm being overly material, overly maternal. It's a bad habit of mine. No, that's not true. The one who's really strong is Luca. She always has time to worry about people. I could never. Her. I'm going to cool my foot off. Are you okay? Yeah, it's gotten well, but I can go. Need me recent. She's sick. Now that I know that, I'll stay at Luca's side, listen to her, and let her protect me. Best thing for me, I'm sure. What the? I'm trying to get a good pause here to break from this conversation to scroll back up for a minute, but this shit keeps happening. Yo, don't. I don't know what's up with this dude, but don't. Just don't. Nina, who's there? Joaquin? Joe? We're alright, yeah. I was scared to go back to the refuge slum. After that, I've been hiding in the mountains. Then the Kashan came, and by morning, the tower had collapsed and the refuge slum was all burnt feet. I saw all of you run over this way, and so I wanted to apologize to you. Back then, I was scared of you. I thought if I didn't betray you, you all would kill me. I can't just say this now, but I really felt. I thought maybe if we're together and still coward and abandon you, same as Sorry. Wait. No, I don't know, bro. No regular human survives that fall. This isn't a One Piece thing where like the most untrained basic human can somehow be thrown through multiple uh concrete buildings like a Nami or Usopp taking a 60-ton steel bat to the face with no training ever in their life and just like shrug it off and be okay. This is different. Like these are just regular fragile humans. Um, he does not survive that fall, and even if he survives, like he can still be alive. Like to just get up and brush that shit off is not normal. I don't know what's up with this dude, and why randomly just have him come out of the fucking bushes like this shit. Oh no, bro. All right, good. That was a good break there. That was a pretty good shot here. Like I'm curious. Like, is this it for them? Like we're not gonna get any more Jerome, Luca, or Nina? I guess so. Nina seems to. I mean, Nina still kind of. Nina acknowledges what she is, but she says she's just gonna stay by Luca's side, and I guess I don't know what's in the future for them, but. Huh. All right. Well. Guess we'll say goodbye to Nina, Jerome, and Luca. I forget the other three's names, but. I'm going to assume that's it. Cedro. I have a weird feeling that like he's gonna die at some point, but it'll be like a dramatic fashion in front of Guts type thing. The Tower of Rubble, it disappeared like a sand castle, fragile, all too fragile. The thing I stood for, the thing I had faith in, was it so empty a thing? Faith? No, not that. It was nothing more than diversion, hiding myself behind order and awe to escape fear. Okay, she's spitting some truth. To escape frantically the darkness of that night from my childhood. Even it was only an occasional outlet for despair, my faith was sullied. But all this ostentation, which should have protected me, was brushed away so easily. In the face of such overwhelming darkness, yeah. Like she like thought she had all this faith in like, but another thing too is like, but I mean I guess that's why they call it faith. Like normal humans can't grasp what the fuck this is. Um it'd be like in today's world, like you could be the strongest, like devout, have the most faith and all that shit. If something like this started taking over the world, that's gonna shatter a lot of people's faith. Okay? That's gonna shatter a lot of believers. So it's like I don't blame you, but on the flip side, you're supposed to have faith, so it doesn't matter, but like this shit? Oh no. If I saw a flying demonic what are we even calling Zod? A ram? A boar? I don't know. I was again, no, perhaps I'd always been in the midst of that night. Be that as it may, how did you come through that, Vice Commander? Fighting the monsters before the gate. I lost consciousness. The gate collapsed and buried me. My iron club acted as a support that kept crushed. When I came to, I was the only one still alive beneath the rubble. An uncouth plight. Again, I have survived. Driven by fear, the refugees closed the gate. Afraid on the field of battle. Those I must protect. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Everybody in there died. That's out of fear too, because they would leave that open and let the others in. So, back to the point of like Luca, like, well, if that was their faith, maybe they died without fear. Not the ones in here. Live long enough to have that bitter experience again. But ill luck, no doubt all the knights felt chagrined. Okay. Lady Farnese, it was because of that incident that I've adorned myself as a priest until now. I'm departing. Oh, is she taking off? It looks like she's like just really just giving that up. Now, are we leaving Sir Pico and the old man behind, or like they gonna accompany her, or what? Are we returning to the holy city then? I will follow the black swordsman. Yeah. Well. I mean, hey. take it. Mustn't. We must return to give a report. I'm renouncing my vacation. Yeah, that's not. She's done with it. She's given up the Holy Spirit. She's given up the Iron Chain Knights. She's not. It's done. Leaving the order. I'm out. Now that to the Holy See and my father. Well, that is the way of things. Must have been most helpful, Vice Commander. Oh, and Sir Pico's just out. Yep. Now wait a moment. Wait, you two. Here's some food as thanks if you accept. This is desertion. Never escaped from that childhood darkness after all. Ultimately, it took shape and appeared before my eyes. Almost as if it were my, here's that word again, destiny. I who continued to live in fear. I was brought along with the Black Swordsman, the only one standing in the darkness. Maybe he is my prophet. No, okay, don't just do that. I was with her. You know, I was like, okay. She realized she was clinging to something that she didn't truly believe in. She was just using it, you know, essentially to, like, calm her own demons. And the minute those demons came back up, she cracked. What was the point of the faith? Just as a cover-up. But don't go from one extreme to another. Maybe he is my prophet, my saint. Why don't you just take a moment to, like, take a deep breath and just... You don't have to have a prophet. You don't have to have a saint. You don't have to have something that you're following, you're devoted. Like, why don't you just live and experience and see where that might take you? Because that's also, like, a reckless thing, because shit's about to go down here. Maybe not in the next, like, 10 chapters, but if Farnese is tagging along with us for a long period of time, we're going to run into Griffith, and she's going to see him at his lowest, at his weakest. And she's looking at him as, like, this saint, but you're going to see this man fall. And, like, then what is that going to do for you? Is she going to start doubting again? She's like, oh man, I put my faith in him, but he's not as strong as I thought, and it's a lot. We'll see. I may have been running from a painful reality. This may be a good opportunity, but someone must bear responsibility. Left, go home safe. You're welcome. We'd be in trouble too if we lost such an important patron. You know, Nina's taking forever. What do you mean? Hey, introduce me to an aristocrat patron too. The hoe's gonna hoe. No, I'm sure they're great. What are we talking about? You sure? Yeah. Is she not? Did she? God. Nina. Did she not just go through this whole epiphany moment of, like, I'm gonna follow Nina, I'm gonna follow Luca, I'm gonna cling to her until, you know, I can be blah blah blah. You know, she just started going, don't tell me you're just gonna go with him and, like, that's your life. I don't, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I don't, like, get good vibes from, like, I mean, if he's a regular human, maybe I'm reading into it and he's a regular human and him and Nina get to go off and live happily ever after, and there's no more demonic things. Nina gets over it. We don't even know if Nina's gonna live for that long, given what she has going on, you know, illness-wise. And if Scout's on her, like, if they got it, you got it. I don't like this, though. I'm sorry, Luca, to worry you to the very end. I'm going with Joe. I love you, all of you, but if I stayed with you, I'm sure someday I would hate you again. And, oh yeah, for sure. Even though she gave that great speech of, like, I'm gonna cling to her and follow her, the reason, as soon as something hits the fans, like, she's gonna start freaking out again, like, oh, maybe I run away. The switch up. Both of them are pieces of shit. Both of them are. I gave him the benefit of the doubt in the beginning when he just got taken to that damn sex dungeon cave. orgy parties and shit going on, and they were drugging him and damn near gonna kill him. I gave him the benefit of the doubt for turning their asses in. But to then go back to her, that's on you, bro. That's on you. And then Nina's just Nina. She's got some shit going on. I don't trust that he's just a regular Joe Blow, but maybe he is. Maybe they go off and live happy ever after, have kids, and live a good life. It's crazy how everyone's just like departing. This arc has had very weird vibes to me. And number 2, this is a long ass chapter. A person hurts someone just because they're strong. They hate someone just because. I know that well enough. That's why I think I'll go with this man, burdened with the same weakness and sins as I. Oh, so we're just gonna go with like the 2 negatives make a positive. I don't know if that's how that works. Because if I'm with him, I have a good feeling we can both become just a little kinder and stronger. Why doesn't he just come? Why don't both of y'all just come with the group and try to better yourselves together, then go off? I don't know. I want to be someone who can trust others without clinging to them. I want to live going on. See you again. As she's bleeding, she's walking away without clinging or fearing. Once I can smile with sincerity. I thought that would say sincere. She really is a troublesome girl. She ain't coming back. That day starting with the fissure opening. Frontier. The shape of the world began to crumble. That was an extremely lengthy chapter. So I'm not going to go too much into this. It looks like everyone's just kind of making... I mean, it looks like we're probably never going to see any of these people again. So I guess he is straight. Because I don't... Unless Joaquin has some kind of demonic part to play, or he became something that we're going to see later. It seems like a very just waste of a plot point to make him into something more. Because then we're going to have to circle back to it. And then it's like, okay, then what do you do with Nina? And then, I don't know. So maybe he is just regular. I don't know how that man survives that fall like that. But I feel like this chapter being as long as it was, like, this is the send-off point. Like, we're not seeing Luca, Jerome, Nina, Joe. Oh, we're not seeing any of them ever again, I don't think. But we'll see. Chapter 177. Let's get into it since that one ran extremely long. That's a pretty dope shot. That's a pretty great shot. That's also a pretty great shot. Pretty decent. Are we officially, fully on to another? Let's see. Hawk of the... Oh, we're officially a new chapter. Well, I don't... What do they even call them? Volumes, maybe? Hawk of the Millennium Empire Arc. Millennium Empire Arc. The Holy War chapter? The rent... But you know what's really shitty right now is... People know what Griffith looks like in the real world and stuff. He could literally start going out there and like taking shit over. And start using the same moniker and everything he went under. Oh my god, he could go back and get with Charlotte if he wanted. This is bad. This is bad, bad, bad. It is said it was the children who first began to notice. Hold up, Nico. I'll be the one. Trouble if you get lost. Don't I always tell you not to go off into the forest? So don't cry to me if you get eaten by wolves. I was gonna cry if he's eaten by wolves. And lately there's even Kashan. Fairies. Hey brother, I saw fairies. What the heck are you talking about? That's why I didn't want to bring this runt along. Lay off him, Toma. Bunch of shitty kids. But you know, I kind of understand why Nico gets that way. Kind of like, don't things seem weird lately? You too? They do. What does? It's like, I can't really explain it all. Can't really explain it. Don't you feel something too? We've been coming to this forest forever. But was it always like this? Like what? Well, I get the feeling I felt this way when I was little too. So what is it? Well, it's just like a forest in a dream or something. How about y'all get the hell out of the forest? Did you just hear something? Someone laughing? Cut it out. The wind. It has to be the wind. Stopped? Now what? Big brother, look. Is this just like we haven't skipped any time since the end of last chapter? I'm assuming that's just Zod flying with Griffith on his shoulder. Yeah, let a group of these group of kids are gonna be scarred for the rest of their lives seeing that shit because they all saw it. Forest spirit monster. The hollows of trees, the ground beneath the graves, the whispers of winds, the lull between waves, the depths of wells, the darkness of attics. Secretly, at some point, their silence ceased to be mere silence. Secretly, like a folk tale told by elders to children, as if it might have been there all along, something surely breathed silence. Good morning, Daddy. Oh. Oh, he died. Old man died. The only person that Guts has had a conversation with that he actually like surrendered to and actually listened. Looks like he passed away. Because I was like, dang, that's a pretty dope headstone with like the crafting materials and blacksmith nothing. I was like, oh. Yeah, he's got the holy sea thing on his. We're back. Guts, Casca. She seems a little more receptive to physical contact a little bit, so that's a start. I guess we took, yeah. I mean, they really did have a good send-off. Dang, that was forever ago. And it really wasn't that long in the chronological story itself. But man, how many chapters ago was that? I would have liked for them to get one final moment, but the last moment they did was pretty. Guess we took too long. It was soon after you left, Guts. I'm sorry. Daddy said that he was lucky enough just to see you before he died. Besides, he didn't want you to see his face once he was gone. But thank goodness you found Casca, and it was my fault she got lost in the forest in the first place. Got lost in the first place. So what are you gonna do now? Won't leave her again, right? Let's all live here together. Let's all live together here. What is the plan now? Because we know he was going to originally get her, but now what? Do you all just live out your days here? But you know who's out there. I would say if he successfully got her, and there was no Griffith bullshit, like Griffith didn't ascend from the heavens or some bullshit, he would. They would just, I think he would slowly start to soften up a little bit, and they'd live out their days. He'd start putting his priorities in different places. Now? Oh no. Because I'm worried that like Griffith might just show up at the door one day. So we'll see. And we know Isidro and Farnese are looking for us as well, so yeah, that's exactly what I thought. That's what he's thinking about. As long as you're here, even Casca will be fine. We can even all fix up the cave and make it more like a house so it's easier to live in. I'm sure if you're with her and treat her well, she won't run off anymore. It's true. Really, really, really? Deal? I like the way they animated Casca's face right there. You make that... Yeah, Puck. Make that promise so easily? Actually, only half mean it. Just as I got her back, no. Middle of swinging my sword to get her back, I saw him. The way he appeared before me, he wasn't a demon. He looked so human, as if he'd been stolen from the past the way he used to be. Instant I saw him, I'd forgotten the urge to kill. That can't be. Yeah. You gotta be able to pull that thing. It was an aimless journey, relying just on strange rumors and the subtle sensations of the brand. Without even knowing where he was, wandering and pushing through the dead spirits, stalking his shadow when he wasn't even in this world. Exactly. And I've harped on this before, like, those 2 years, like, he was just out there bullshitting. you weren't collecting clues. You weren't getting any closer. There were no secrets he was unlocking. You were just out there honestly putting your life in danger. He was just trying to cool off his own mental, and he got no closer to it at all. And now it just shows up on his front doorstep. But now he's in the same world as me, on the same ground where I walk, where my sword can yeah, and that's what I brought up as well. Can he now physically be harmed? Oh, I just remembered we've got a guest. A guest. Oh, is Isidro or Farnese here already? Yeah, it's somebody Rickert knows from way... Oh, God. Oh, I already know. I already know who it is and what you do not have to tell me. Well, hold on now. Hold on. I'm thinking Griffith, like just alarm bells. Skull Knight could be an option as well. But if you really want to be dramatic and like have my heart sink, let them walk into that house and Griffith's just like sitting at the table. That shit right there cannot be allowed. Oh no. There's only two people Rickert would know. There's only two. He's never been involved with Farnese or Isidro or Jerome or Nina or anything like that, to our knowledge. So there's only two things that could show up here that Rickert would know from way back. Griffith, Skull Knight. I pray for my own mental sanity. It's Skull Knight. Just because maybe he has some more information, maybe he has some questions, answers, who knows. And what's going to be so crazy is like he's really thinking about this, like all of this right now. Griffith. And watch the chapter end. They just like swing open the door and go, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. If this wasn't already 40 minutes, if it does end up being Griffith, I'm cutting it after this anyway because it's already 40 minutes. But if this wasn't 40 minutes and 176 was so long, if this ended up being Griffith, I would instantly go to the next chapter, no questions asked. Oh, who's the fucking guest, bro? He said he was Rickert's friend. He said he was Rickert's friend when he was a soldier. Do you know him too? Why, bro? Why? Long silver hair. He was so pretty I could hardly tell he was a man. More like someone out of a fairy tale. This is so ass. So ass, bro. We need backup. We need help. We need assistance. I don't know. Oh, that's so rough. That is not how I expected that to end. I mean, it was pretty easy. And the thing is, like, how does he know? How does he know where we're at? Or where we're going to be? I don't know. And if it's that easy for him to pinpoint us at any time, like, well, like, if you're guts, how do you sleep? At least Casca's been so mentally shattered that she can't rationalize what is and what isn't, and how to put rational thoughts together, or know what to fear, or make herself unable to sleep at night because she's so sick with... I mean, don't get me wrong, she went through a lot, but I'm saying where she's at right now mentally is almost sometimes better because she's so ignorant that it's blissful. If I'm Guts, and I know that this man can... Because, like he said, it was only the half-truth. Now he walks the same ground as I walk. He's on the same world as I am. He's somewhere my sword can reach. You're going to start thinking about that a lot. And now... he can just show up whenever he wants? Man. No shot. I don't know. That's tough. That's really, really tough. I mean, I'm assuming that at any given point he could find us. And if you're Guts, how do you even sleep at night? You can't. You can't. You cannot. For your safety, for Casca's safety. And you know what's wild is? Rickert knows no different. Rickert wasn't there when Griffith was emasculated and had bones and pieces of his skin missing, and he has an image of Griffith in his head, and Griffith showed up like that, so it's like, oh my gosh, hey, Want to come in? Oh, it's so bad. It's crazy. But 176 was a very lengthy chapter. I mean, they gave a send off for every single chapter. I'm assuming we're going to see Farnese again. We're going to see Cedro again and Serpico. As far as the rest, the Ninas, the Joaquims, the Lucas, the Jeromes, I'm pretty sure that's it. Pretty decent send off chapter. I mean, Nina's still a piece of shit to the end of the day, but what are you going to do? And they just had to do this. They just had to do that. I mean, we're already at 40 minutes. If it didn't go that long, I'd go instantly right into it, but that'll be a good cliffhanger for me and for the viewers. But hey, if you guys want to see chapter 178 and 179 on Sunday instead of Monday, um, get this video to 150 likes. So if we get this video to 150 likes that you're currently seeing right now on Friday, we'll have 178 and 179 up on Sunday. And we'll have 180, 181 up on Monday. So you'll get 4 extra chapters essentially. But go ahead and leave it there and see. Appreciate it, everybody. Subscribe as always.